This episode of Nerdist News is sponsored by Nintendo's The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening game. Spider-Man is coming back to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They said it would never happen. They said it couldn't be done. But here we are. What has been torn asunder has been rebuilt anew. The powers that be have convened again and made a proclamation for all to hear. Spider-Man is back in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, baby!
Oh, this is nice.
After the very public divorce this summer between Spider-Man movie rights holder Sony and Marvel Comics owner Disney over the use of the wall crawler, it seemed like the old web-slingers days in the MCU were donezo. Which, beyond the loss of the fat stacks of cash to be made for both companies, this split seemed to be a real buzzkill for the future of Marvel and Spidey. With the groundbreaking deal in 2015 that led to the webheads' involvement in the Marvel movie universe through films like Captain America: Civil War and the Avengers flicks, it appeared that MCU head Kevin Feige and company were setting up Peter Parker to be the new face for the films following Tony Stark's sacrifice and Steve Rogers' retirement in Endgame. However, when Sony and Disney couldn't find common ground with a new deal that would allow the friendly neighborhood superhero to play in the MCU's playground, it appeared that Spider-Man had been turned to dust right before our eyes again.
I don't want to go, sir, please.
Sorry about that. But in true comics fashion, no character truly stays dead for long. The two companies announced on Friday that they have worked out a new deal to keep Tom Holland's Spider-Man in the MCU for a bit longer.
I'm so sorry.
According to this new deal, here's what will happen. Kevin Feige will remain a producer on the third Spider-Man solo film starring Tom Holland, the same role he played in Homecoming and Far From Home. That film is scheduled to come out July 16th, 2021. Then, the wall crawler will appear in one more Marvel film beyond that. It's safe to assume that this will be some sort of team-up or Avengers-type movie. As for the financial arrangement, according to Variety, Sony will produce the next Spider-Man film with Feige's guiding hand, along with Marvel and Disney taking 25% of the box office profits while retaining merchandising rights. Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige had this to say about the deal. "I am thrilled that Spidey's journey in the MCU will continue, and I and all of us at Marvel Studios are very excited that we get to keep working on it. Spider-Man is a powerful icon and hero whose story crosses all ages and audiences around the globe. He also happens to be the only hero with the superpower to cross cinematic universes, so as Sony continues to develop their own Spideyverse, you never know what surprises the future might hold." Surprises, huh? We'll get to that in a second. As for the Sony side of the equation, longtime Spider-Man producer Amy Pascal chimed in with, "This is terrific. Peter Parker's story took a dramatic turn in Far From Home, and I couldn't be happier. We will all be working together as we see where his journey goes." So, is everything biscuits and gravy for the MCU and Spidey?
Yeah.
Yes?
No.
Not quite. There are a couple of things to draw out from all of this. Despite his return, it will only be for 2 films total, the third Spider-Man solo film and one more film on the Marvel side of things. If we had to bet, this will allow for Feige to properly send Parker out of the MCU and close out or wrap up any storylines they may have teed up with him. The second interesting piece of information is the aforementioned surprise. Buried within Kevin Feige's quote, he said, "As Sony continues to develop their own Spideyverse, you never know what surprises the future might hold." Well, this seems clear. Sony is finally going to get its wish, and Spider-Man will appear in Sony's universe of Marvel characters. If you were hoping to see Tommy H and Tommy H face off in Venom 2, it's going to happen. Plus, you can bet your bottom dollar Tom Holland is probably going to cameo in either the upcoming Morbius movie or the just-announced Madam Web film. With Peter Parker obviously becoming the centerpiece of Sony's Spider-Verse, this does leave the door open for a new kind of deal. Now, we will admit this is all just speculation, but it does fit in line with comics and would make sense for both companies. Could Marvel get another Spider-Man from Sony, perhaps Miles Morales? He was teased in Homecoming with the appearance of his Uncle Aaron. Into the Spider-Verse aside, it might be too much for Sony to split the focus by having 2 Spider-Men roaming around in their live-action films. We could easily see them hand over the reins of Morales to Marvel while they keep Parker on their side of the fence. It would be an easy way for both companies to have their cake and eat it too.
You gonna eat that?
Honestly, as long as Spider-Man gets the MCU send-off he deserves before going back to the Sony sandbox to play with other Spider-Man characters, this is good news. While things seemed pretty dire with the public Sony-Disney divorce, it was good to see that holding on to that slim chance they could reconcile for visitation rights was worth it.
There's a chance.
There's always a chance.
There's always a chance.
But what do you folks think? Are you excited that Spider-Man is back in the MCU? How excited are you? Would you want to see another version of Spider-Man pop back into the MCU? And is it Spider-Mans or Spider-Men? Let's discuss. Thanks again to Nintendo's The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening game for sponsoring today's episode. Prepare to embark on an exciting adventure after Link has been washed ashore on the reimagined Koholint Island. To find his way home, Link must use all of his skills and weapons as he fights his way past Moblins, Octoroks, and even Goombas. Relive the classic story on the Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch Lite systems. Available now.